Hey, welcome to Info on the Go, the show that keeps you informed, inspired, and in the know. So as you see from the posting, this is Jess Hilarious from the Breakfast Club. She's on a very popular show. She recently joined there probably a year ago. And as you see, there's already issues happening. So I'm going to let you see the video, and then me and Samson are going to comment on it. So take a look.
I wasn't too fond of Lauren. Nah, I wasn't too fond of her when I came back because we had a whole plan. Even how when I came back, how I pick her to fill in for me, right? I come back, she ain't ever leave. Then all right, cool that she don't leave, but she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess with the mess until she started reading right. You know what I mean? Till she started reporting. I wasn't hired as a reporter. I was hired as Jess with the mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff. Yes. Then that's when Jess with the mess wasn't good enough no more. That's how it was presented. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Who said that though? Because the internet said
what
that?
Are we talking about? No. This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we? Ever since I came back, gonna be a fourth voice. Why she only got to be a fourth voice?
Well, correct me if I'm
my segment.
She wasn't a fourth voice. She was a producer. She was hired as a news producer to help with getting all news and doing interviews.
She was going to be the senior news producer.
She wasn't on there. When you came back, Lauren was not on there. She was in the back doing questions, sending interview questions, reporting the news. Am I lying?
I thought you. I
She was on air. She was on air.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Why didn't you wear the do-rag this morning?
Cause
why you joke so much, man?
What you mean?
It was not a do-rag. It's a silk scarf. But it's not. It's not a joke. I'm serious.
You bring it to.
This is the thing. You let the internet dictate what's going on. We've had conversations, and this is the thing. This is why I thought it was corny, and it's just me personally. I thought it was corny because we have conversations up here. We just have a meeting. If you had an issue, a problem, a situation, or something that you felt, why you ain't bring it to the team? When you came back, Jess, I pulled you to the side. I said, Jess, if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want Lauren in the room, this is your show. We can make that the change whenever you want. Did I not say that to you?
Yeah, you did. It's not about wanting her in the room, yo. It's about the segment. Like it was like y'all
have that conversation
wanted
off
her.
Air. If you had a problem, say it to us. We had a meeting yesterday.
Off air.
Not like that. Not like nobody having my back, because we have your back. As far as the Corey Holcomb thing, y'all been beefing for 11 years.
It's about it's not even about
you. Worried about comments. And you worried about what people say after. The
perception and my reputation that be on this show.
They've been itching on me for 15 years. They've been itching on Charlamagne for 15 years. This is the thing.
She started doing the news. I'm like, all right, look, that's our segment. Take me off that. Y'all give her take me off that. This is her segment now. This is no longer just with the mess. Got dog fast as a mother. Okay. He said, take me off that. This is no longer my segment. I said it. Take me off of that. Give it to her. Give it to her. Charlamagne said, no, I don't want it to be her segment. It damn near sure is already. Like it's her segment. She's reading it and she's doing it to the best of her ability. Shorty is like that. Yeah. That's why I picked her to fill in for me for maternity leave. That's why I picked her. I need to understand something. I'm never hating on Shorty. I already told her. I tell her every day. I tell her she's pretty every day. I tell her every day. I big up this woman every day. Every day. She started doing it. We're supposed to be a team up there. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm not one mother ever with this online. Like, why should we have to keep playing it, man?
And I want to see what she says. Oh, I think this is what she was saying as well.
That bitch. Not one person comes to my.
All right, so I think that's pretty much the same thing she's talking about. What do you think of this? Because I think she pretty much put both of her foot in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've only been there for a year. I mean, let's keep it real. At any real job, especially in corporate America, you're working for iHeartRadio. I know men at work right now, corporate men, I don't care how much they have in a policy that, we have all this taken off from work and things of nature. when you take off, they get really upset, especially with women. A lot of them don't like working with other women because they're like, you're about to be gone for 6 to 8 months. We have this massive project going on, this big thing that can help the company, grow and profit. And then
Hmm.
I know other women that don't like working with other women. They're
Hmm.
like, it's messy. There's always some
Hmm.
drama at work.
Hmm.
And and especially like the older women that's like past the baby mark, they don't like working with women that's in that range because they say every time they hire them, there's always them getting pregnant within that after that 90-day period.
Yeah.
Then they get pregnant and they're like, I depended on you to be here, and now you're going to be gone for 68 months.
Hmm.
What do you think?
I mean, it's very complicated. I mean, and if you just tackle on the differences in how we handle tasks, I personally think that a group of men are a lot more efficient than a group of women.
I agree.
Most times. I mean, it depends on what it is. I do think, there are a lot of women who are, incredibly emotional, resilient, and that sort of thing. But that doesn't necessarily always translate well in the work environment. For some reason, women tend to bring their emotions and insecurities in work environments around each other, and then they experience that with each other. And when you're working to solve a task, that's going to create some problems for everybody. And so the thing about two men is most men, if you look at how we interact when we have conflict, we will pull each other aside and either talk it out or come to an agreement where we can agree to disagree
Yeah.
and be able to still work together to get whatever task completed. That's the beautiful thing about being two guys in conflict. And most of the time, if we discover efficiency while we're working to complete the task, there's a deal of respect that the men will grow to have for each other and create at least a stronger partnership with each other, if not a friendship. Whereas women just refuse to let each other win. Men can let each other
Yeah.
win a lot easier than women can.
And women can. And
Yeah.
even so, I have a friend, he works in emergency medicine, and there's a few women that work on their unit where there was one day where I guess all the women were off that day.
Hmm.
They said it was the best time they've ever had. They said the patients were more happier. They said the guys were happy. They said everybody was getting along. They're having a good time. Everybody's playing games and stuff. They said, and then they said there's also two girls that work there. One, she's a butch lesbian. And
Hmm.
then there's another one where it's the black girl. She's very fun. And I work with these black girls that's very fun and bubbly and stuff. They said those are the
Hmm.
only two women that they like working with on that unit. They said the other girls there, they said, and I hate to say it, mostly the white girls, and this was from white dudes and everything. They said it's always some drama. Oh,
Yeah.
he said something to me. I'm so offended. Or, oh, he did something to me and I don't like it. And they're just like, dude, man, can we just have one time where you're not here complaining or having an attitude about something? So, working in your field, like, have you experienced that as well?
Um, you certainly see it. But the good thing about what I do is it's a bit more independent personally, and so I get to pick and choose who I
Figure out.
want to work with, and am smart enough to look for red flags,
Absolutely.
going into a work partnership. Because I mean, the point of completing a task, particularly in a corporate environment, is so that you can make money, so that you can have larger success, in wherever you're working at. And so that, bonuses can be paid. The
Yes.
more money the corporations make, depending on what corporation, that means you'll make more money. And, in my field, which is a more creative field, I just don't have to, so I don't tolerate mess.
Hey, man. And I think that's where Jess messed up at. You're in a corporate environment. You already know that there's already and this is why, and I'm telling you, with DEI, all that stuff being canceled, my company right now they were already talking about, they were like, oh, what we're about to do? Start looking at the assurance plans, and we're going to start, removing all that. If you can't work, it's going to be tough because we're going to have to find your replacement. I mean, like literally, they are not playing no games with that no more. And I said, I told everybody this is where it's going to. And for her to go work for a corporation, it's iHeartRadio, I think that owns the Breakfast Club, for you to go there and within a year you do that, that's a bad look. And then you come back with this
With
attitude.
this attitude, she still thinks she's in Baltimore, and she's
Yeah,
also one of those masculine, feminine women.
yeah.
So she goes into spaces, and I don't know if she was brought up with a lot of guys, but very, boisterous. She seems like the type who may try to be emasculating to men.
Who always talks
Um,
about LGBT people, the irony of
yeah,
that.
and I don't think she's homophobic. I think, like a lot of people in our community, I just think she's homo ignorant, and they just say homo ignorant things.
I tell people, close, if you don't know what you're talking about, close your mouth. If you
I
don't know,
think people should say what they want, but they should just be prepared for
be
what comes
prepared.
with that.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing. I think that it was just stupidity on her part to do that, because just knowing how I see people that work with at work right now, I mean, when I tell you they do not want to be involved with anybody that is like, oh, because they even asked you in the interview, are you taking time off? And they want to know why you're taking time off. I said it's a reason why they're asking you these questions. People don't
Yeah.
realize it, that even though it's borderline illegal, I said, with everything being rolled back now, oh, it's not about to be illegal no more. So if they see that you're taking off work, oh, medical reasons, oh, this person's gonna be gone for 4 months. They always sick, out of there. I've known companies that right when somebody got back from medical leave, oh, we have to let you go. And they were searching for things to find and stuff. I'm telling you, it was going like this back then. Now
Yeah.
you got people like Jess Hilarious doing that. I'm like, it's about to be real bad now. Y'all about to really be up a creek. I said,
Yeah.
all that taking off work and stuff, that if you can't do the job, or if you're going to be on maternity leave for 6 to 8 months, you out of there. They
Well,
get,
that's because the money to support that kind of foolishness looks a little bit different now.
yeah.
I hate to say this, but when Democrats are in office, they throw money at that because Democrats are more lenient on that.
Mhm.
Republicans are not. Republicans run this joint like a business.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one thing I do miss, because when I had a boss that went on maternity leave, she was great. Like, I'll tell you, working with like black and white women at work is like a nightmare. I mean, and I hate to say it, it's like because there's
Okay.
always some drama. Like with the white women, it's been almost at like 90% with them. I always had
Hmm.
issues with them. They always got offended by something I did. They always got offended by something I said, another person said, or it was like, it was always something. I'm like, can you just go to your desk and do your job? Man, come on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my job and go home. All this extra shit is like unnecessary. And then, and then there's a few black women, like, you have the motherly black woman. She's pretty cool. She's like, oh, babe.
Those are the good ones.
She
Yeah.
brings the cakes and the pies and stuff to the place. And then you have the bubbly fun girl. I've worked with her plenty of times. She's, you going out with me? We going, let's do the thing. You know her. But it's that other one, and this is usually almost 60% of the black girls rolling of the eyes and
The
smacking their lips.
entitlement.
Yeah. Oh, I had to work for this. I said, I told one black girl, I said, you do not have to act like that. We know you worked hard to get your position. You don't have to be the strong black girl. I mean, just let that go. We get it. You
Mhm.
got the position. You're the manager. Okay, tell us what you want us to do. But all the attitude and the extra stuff with it is ridiculous. And I remember I had a manager that was like her, and I had a manager like this white woman. I mean, when I tell you she was like Karen on steroids, it was just like everything was like a complaint, everything was bad. And I'm just like, can you please just tell us what you want us to do? This is getting annoying. It's the same thing over and over. Now, I will tell you the ones I've had a lot of success with.
Mhm.
Asian women,
Yeah.
Japanese, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnamese.
Those are nice women. They be on
They
their
be cool.
typewriters and up under the desk. They be doing their little
Yes.
Kegel muscles, and they just be minding their business.
Well, they mind they could when you come to work, they just want to make sure you do your job. They're like, can you do the job? Is everything okay? And they are so friendly. They have been some of my best bosses. Now, I will say within that, there's always those groups within there. The ones that have been the hardest to get along with have been the Chinese and Koreans, especially for me as a black person.
Okay.
It's just been it's always some drama. And I'm just like, when I see them, I'm just like, I got one of those. Like there was an Asian girl I got along with just fine. She was from Japan, cool. But then it was this Korean girl. She always had every time I sent in an assignment, it was always a complaint, and everybody's like, "Your assignment was one of the best ones." She's always complaining. I said, "It's because her ass is racist. Let's keep it real. I got to keep
Mm.
dealing with this every day." with her, and she's mediocre, and then she hops her ass from a company that she wasn't making it over here, trying to put her influence over here, and it's causing problems. Another
Yeah.
one I would say is Indian women.
Oh, nice.
They are so cool. I'm just like, why can't all women be like the Indian and Asian women? I said, man, they come to work. Can you do the job? Is everything cool? How's your day, man? I love working with them. When I see one of them as a boss, I never have issues. But it's always when I get like a black or white woman, it's like almost 80% of the time, it's always some drama. So that's why I can see how. And then when you talk to like the cool ones
Hmm.
don't hang around the other women.
No,
Yeah, I've noticed that, and it's like
a lot of women hate each other.
I mean, literally, and I can see why, because it's like you got this group over here that want to drama, and then you got the cool group, and so they don't want to infiltrate that. It's like everybody gets along. So that's why when I see people that's having like issues at work, when they say, oh, especially with the guys, when we work with the guys, well, even at my company when I did it before, it was cool. There was no
Yeah.
issues. No issues. There was nothing that was said. Nobody got offended by anything. It was just like whatever. As soon as it was, I'll never forget, it was this white girl that came to work from one of my companies. Man, when I tell you this girl turned it was so bad. She accused a few of the guys of sexual harassment.
Oh my God.
And these guys work with so many women. They've never had this before. And you know how serious that is, especially, and this is a little bit before the Me Too movement became a thing.
Okay.
And everybody, and even the women that work was like, Brad? Chad? What? Like, are you serious? Like they was into you? Like, come on now. Like we worked with them for a one-on-one. We stayed at work later, and there's never been an issue.
What were the women who made these accusations? What did they look like?
One, they're mediocre. They're
That makes
mediocre. Like
sense.
they were mediocre. There was one that was cute. It was because it was three of them that had made the claim. They had banded together to make the claim. But these were all brand new. They were like within 6 months, 8 months.
Hmm.
Because our executive leaders there, they're kind of flashy guys. They got flair to them. So they have this type of energy and personality. And the girls that were working there before, they were cool with it. It's like, shit, this is the way, this is the company culture. As soon as those girls came in, they was like, oh, I feel like we could say things a little calmer or a little different, or this might be offensive. And everybody started to notice that, and it's like, oh, we
Hmm.
got one of those. But they didn't know that we had three of those, and then they banded together, and two of them they didn't get paid in the lawsuit, but the one girl did because she said that what she did was it was the text messages. She made the text message. She was texting them while the lawsuit was going on, and she tried to make the
Okay.
text message sound sexual. And the text message didn't sound like that, but it was all about perception.
Yeah.
She ended up getting paid $700,000. They paid her a extra year's pay. That was just the base. They paid her extra year's pay until she found another job, and then she got on social media bragging about how her life is great and everything. I was just like, and then right after she left and all that happened, the whole company culture changed. The executives
Yeah.
hang around, none of the new recruits no more. Everything was like very business-like. They took out the foosball table. I mean, everything changed. And I was just like,
Change.
all because this girl came in here with this BS. So I can see why people like get upset and frustrated with that. But
Yeah.
let's go see what the comments have to say on this, because the comments always bring that heat. All right, so the shade room. I think they were just explaining. They were said this morning on the Breakfast Club, opened up about tensions with their co-host. Move that out the way. And then Shorty by Nature said, Jess, never let a freshman take your spot. A freshman, sorry. Oh, that's from Love and Basketball.
Yeah.
Never let a freshman take it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna give that a like. That was dope. Mr. Chi for life. Nah, the name less hilarious is the best. Maybe you should keep your mouth closed. Sometimes the better person won.
Yikes.
Soulful Queen says, I prefer Lauren's segment. She covers real news. All Jess does is go on social media and update us about that, which we don't need her to do that. I mean, social media does a fine job by itself,
Yeah.
especially if you go to the comments. We want Fonnie. At the end of the day, Jess was on maternity leave. When she returned, Shorty should have been gone. That's her position. She is the co-host. People saying she's being emotional, but the principle is business should be done correctly. If she was meant to stay, talk to Jess about it. Don't try to finagle her into staying and hope Jess don't speak up, then play victim. That was shiesty. I do kind of agree with that. I think that iHeartRadio should have handled that a little bit better if that's what the agreement was per her contract, that she was just supposed to be temporary to fill in for Jess and then not her on Jess's segment every time to cause like a situation in there. So I do agree with that. Bucci Bella 44, just don't let the internet trick you out your spot.
Yeah.
Flavor P Fever, she about to be on tour with Monique by summer. Y'all know what I'm saying? Oh, snap. I think you just heard about Monique with the Angie Stone thing.
Yeah.
See, this is so much we could talk about in this segment, but I'm gonna have to close the segment out. We'll talk more about this and like workplace stuff and things and how to conduct yourself. I think the best thing she should have did was, first of all, maternity leave within a year is diabolical. That was way too soon.
Way too soon.
Way too soon. The other thing is don't post everything on social media immediately. I think you need to wait and then let things play out at work. And then if things were like being done incorrectly or something like that, then you can address it. But I think she instantly hopped on this black girl, that I said before, with the hoop earrings and rolling her eyes with the attitude, as you're seeing through the segment. And you need to let things play out first
Yeah.
before you sit there and you start doing things like that. But that's all the time we have for this segment. Again, Samson, thank you so much.